What's up, L? I'm coming at y'all with a couple of dreams, so I'm gonna just jump right into it. This not gonna be seen probably until another week because I'm working on a different project. But I want to get this out there because it's significant, especially with some past dreams that I've already had. Well, not too long ago, I say the last night or the night before last, I had a dream that I was working in something that looked like a salt pit or like a salt mine, and say the salt mine goes like this. I was working in the salt mine and I had co-workers with me. So my co-workers was having a problem with a machine at the top of the salt mines because say this is the machine. The machine that they had a problem with was like a machine that crushed boxes or took in garbage and compressed it so we could have space to put the garbage and compress whatever we find or whatever. I couldn't see what we really was doing mining for or digging for or whatever, but we was just there and we were working there and something happened to the machine. So I had to climb up a dirt mound to get to the machine. So now I'm climbing up the dirt mound to get up there to where the green machine was that looked like a garbage bin type deal that crushes or compacts garbage. Um I get up there, but first I crawl past this area where it was this little worm in this hole. And as I put my hand there, the little worm in the hole tried to lash out at me. I'm like, what a little earthworm going to do to bite me? I never even heard of an earthworm biting somebody. But anyway, I ignored it. I crawled past it. It happened, so I'm mentioning it. I crawl past it. I make it up to the machine, and I start to work on the machine. All of a sudden, off to my right, I look in the distance. There's a group of dark brown people like me coming towards me. I don't like that word black, so I don't really use it because black is too big of an umbrella when it's so many different ethnicities, and you just call people black or white. That just kind of it's more to us than that. And so I believe that. So I try not to use the word black. I am dark brown. Black is this. I'm not that color. So I'm not dumb. We're not gonna play those games. But anyway, I look off in the distance. I see a group of brown people coming towards me, like my color. They coming towards me, and they dressed beautifully. They dressed in garments of many colors, like brown, beige, orange, red. All and the women got on womanly type, and the men got on menly type. And I understood them to be true Hebrew Israelites. Now, as I'm looking at them, I notice off to my left hand side, like a football field's away from us, there's a machine digging into the earth, a big green machine just pounding into the earth. And I never saw a machine like that before. It looked like a bulldozer a little, but I think it went a little deeper than a bulldozer would. And it was stronger and it was set up. And I understood the people who set that up was trying to counteract what we was doing. And I understood that the people who was running that operation way back there was the Jewish people, the fake Jews, you know, the Ashkenazi Jews. They was running that whole situation, and they was trying to counteract whatever we was doing. So these people started getting closer and closer. So as they was getting closer, something in my spirit was telling me that these people make a pilgrimage to this spot for centuries, and it's part of their heritage. And they used to come here to this plateau. If I looked over further to my left, like if I looked down into the pit, there was a plateau there that we didn't touch. We didn't touch that part. We was more worried about digging or finding whatever was in this area that we was working in. Because I don't think we were digging. We was looking for something or something like that, or just like doing archaeology. You know, archaeologists are doing archaeological work, whatever, however you pronounce that. We was looking for artifacts or something like that, or digging for artifacts, something to that nature. It seemed like. So the people get close, and I started to go down so I could open the gate to let them in. As I started to go down, that same worm came onto my leg. It fell onto my leg, and I just slapped it off. So I don't know what that worm was about, but it made an appearance in the dream. So I told the story of it. Well, anyway, so I go and I open the gate for these people. They come in, they head to that plateau, and they start their ceremony or whatever they was getting into to worship God. It looked like they was about to worship the Most High or sing or something like that. So they standing on a plateau, and they look nice. They smiling. It seemed like with us working there and with whatever those people in the background with the machine was doing didn't even affect them. They were happy, and they was had smiles, and they looked joyful. And I wound up speaking to one of the little girls. It was a little girl there, and we had a long conversation. I can't remember a single word that we talked about, but it seemed like a good conversation. At the end, we gave each other a fist bump like this, and when I did that, my coworkers, they was like, oh, like being funny. So I was like, oh, shut up, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they was like, oh, I'm like, come on with that type situation. So that was a good dream. It felt good, and I understood who them people truly were. We are those people, and God keeps showing me proof and giving me proof back. He keeps handing me evidence in these areas of who I am and what we are, who we are. The Bible is about the children of Israel. Spiritual Israel, physical Israel, both. But it's about physical Israel from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. So it's important that you know who them people truly are. And I'm always going to stress that fact because the Lord keeps showing me things in this area. All right? So I'm going to move on from there. That dream was beautiful. I woke up from that. Then I have a dream the next day that I'm working for this company. And this company was like a high-end company. And it was being ran by us, you know, brown people, dark brown people. So it's like, I don't know what my function was, to tell you the truth. It's like I ran programs or I ran events or something like that. But I was having problems within the company with other people who work for our company. So first problem I ran into was, like, I had my sneakers on and I was dressed regular, but when I looked, there was my slippers on the floor, and I saw my slipper. I said, is that my slipper? So I went to go get my slipper. There was a girl trying to put my slipper on. One of my slippers, she was going to put the other one on too. I said, hey, that's my slipper. Yo, give me my slipper. You trying to take my slipper. You know it's not yours, and you work for the company. You shouldn't be taking on slippers. So I had to recover my slippers from her. And I don't know where I put them. I put them in a bag, I guess. Whatever. You know what I mean? It disappeared. So the next thing I know, I'm standing near a door, and I'm clocking who comes in and out. Like, person come in, person come out. That was my job. So a security guard, dude who's a little taller than me, walked in, and he put his arm on his fist to my arm like this, like playing with me. But I don't play like that with people in real life. So then he goes like this to my face, and when he did that, I hit him with this move where I like pushed the shoulder blade in and pushed him up against the wall. Like, don't play with me like that. Who you touching my face? What is wrong with you? So he immediately runs and tells the higher ups for the company. So they call a meeting for disciplinary action against me because of that, and because of the person with the slipper, because they mentioned it. So we sitting at the table, say I'm sitting here, and the lady who was supposed to be handing out the disciplinary action was sitting across from me, and she was telling me basically, what's wrong with you? How come you getting aggressive, and why you yelling at people and stuff like that? And I was about to explain my point to her, but it was a lady who was sitting next to me who just jumped in, and she was like, people are acting funny with me. Even she started explaining her situation, and she kind of defended me on what was going on with other people working in the company and their attitudes and the way they were behaving. So I guess that saved me, because I started another job within the company. Next thing you know, I'm sitting in an antique car, and we doing a little, let's say we doing a little presentation of this car that looked like it was from the 1930s. It was white. It was beautiful, this car. And we sitting in there, and it's like the guy who was behind the wheel worked for the company. He was a brown guy, black guy. I like saying brown because we are brown, we not black. This is black, I'm brown. I'm the same color as my floors. My floors are wood. That's brown. So I'm sitting in the car. He's in the front. He's giving a lecture about the age of the car, the time the car was made, and the things that was going on in the time of the car. We have a little space in front of us so we could show how the car drives, that it still drives smooth. And then we have a van that's a little further up beyond where we wanted to drive. So it's obvious that we're working here because there's like cones out, and it's like you can see that, you know, that's not a place for you to park. We're doing something. So as we about to pull up and show these two guys who are sitting in the car, because it's only a 4-seater, He was sitting in the front, I was sitting in the back, but towards the passenger side. Then at the passenger side was a person who was on the tour, and besides me was another person who was on the tour. So as he went to go pull up to show them how smooth the car is, some car full of people come and smash the car's window. They smashed the antique car's window. Not window, but you know the mirror, the passenger side mirror, the one that looks to the rear view mirror. It kind of smashes it and it bent it outward. And these people went to go try to park in that spot, and we like, yo, hey, everybody jumped out the car. So we all jump out the car and we start arguing. They started looking like they was gonna attack the guy who was driving for no reason. Like they didn't understand that that wasn't a parking spot. You can't do that. And why y'all so aggressive? And how come you wouldn't have respect for this antique beauty we was sitting in? All of that was questions that was valid. Well, anyway, they did that. So one of them had a camera. I slapped the camera out of his hand. He acted like he was going to come towards me. So I kind of put my hands on his neck and mushed him back, but no one fought. So I woke up from that dream. Next thing you know, it's like the same guy who was driving in the dream. I'm helping him up some steps, but he wouldn't say nothing to me. He never said nothing to me in the dream. And he looked African. He looked more Africanized. So he had 2 briefcases. He had bags. He had 2 briefcases and all this stuff. So all I asked him was, do he need help? And when he looked at me, he smiled. He was like, yeah, he nodded his approval. So I took one of his briefcases and we went up the steps. I opened the door for him and all of that. So now we walking through the streets. We turn one of the corners. I see 2 Spanish people again, because in the car was Spanish people who hit our car. I like saying the ethnicities of people. That's just the way I am with these, because I like telling everything the way it is. So anyway, we turn the corner. I'm helping him with his bags. We turn the corner. I see 2 Spanish people skating on what looked like oil and water that was in the middle of the street. It was like oil mixed with water in the middle of the street, and it was like sliding on it, like skating on it. So I began to skate on it, and the African guy who was with me, or the guy who was with me, he began to skate on it too. It was like we started having fun, sliding on the water mixed with oil stuff. So as we doing that, the African guy, he falls, and we fall. The briefcase he had flew, and he fell in water, and it was kind of a lot of water. I was thinking ill, because even though we was having fun sliding on that stuff, I knew you didn't want to fall in it type situation. So I ran over to him and I picked him up out of the stuff. He got up, but one of the Spanish dudes started running towards the briefcase to try to pick it up. And I knew that he was going to try to steal the briefcase. So I ran towards the briefcase real quick, and I got to it first, and I snatched it up. So when I did that, the other Spanish guy, they started like coming towards us. So I got the African guy up real quick, and then I ushered him off and around the corner, away from them as quick as I possibly can. And I woke up. I don't know what these dreams per se fully mean. I just told them because I remember them vividly, and anytime I remember a dream this vividly, I'll let them be known. So I think that's all I got. Jesus is Lord. He is King. I think for the most part, I think I was helping the African dude was a good thing. And recovering my slippers was a good thing. Helping him out when the guys hit the car and not letting them jump him or do things to him was a good thing. For some reason, they was attacking this person because they hit his car, his antique car. Well, it wasn't his car. It was like our company's car, but we was doing a presentation, but they was jumping on him. And then they tried to take his briefcase. I don't know if it was the same dudes, but they were Spanish, and this dude, look, he probably was African American. He never said a word to me, so I couldn't really hear his voice to understand, but he dressed like how an African would dress. And, so I'm calling him African, but he could have been American. Just that he was older than me, older guy, had weight to him, and he looked happy, So he was a happy person, even when he was arguing with them about the car, and even when he was skating on the stuff and he fell. He didn't take none of it serious. He just needed his briefcase and saw that. That was the only time I saw urgency with him, was when he noticed his briefcase had flew. And I got his briefcase for him, but the whole time he was positive. So Jesus is Lord. He is King. We can't thank him enough for all that he do for us. We do not live forever, so we need to watch how we treat people, watch what we do to people, and we need to understand that life is spiritual. We are in constant spiritual war. So it's good to stay prayed up. It's good to fast. It's good to pray over what you eat. Watch who you accept with these friend requests. I'm going to tell a story right now. There was this dude that I accepted on Facebook. I forget his name. I think his name was Cedric. I accepted him on Facebook, and then he messaged me through Messenger. So I talked to him through Messenger and all of that. He was a so-called American Indian, but he was African American, like us, or Indian American, because we come in this color too. Indians came in our color too. So he claimed to be of the my mom's, the Cherokee. My mom's Cherokee. She descended from the Cherokee. So he claimed that tribe. And he, in his pictures, he had beads and all of that. But I used to get spiritual attacks in, like in my dreams, or spiritual weird feelings in my room as I slept, every time like around 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So one time I had an attack, and as soon as I woke up, bing, he pinged, and I see his face there. So I had unfriended him and deleted him from my Facebook page. So some time passed, same thing. He resent me a friend message, and I forgot all about that. So the same thing happened. I started getting weird attacks. So one particular, but I'm prayed up. So the Lord wasn't giving him what he wanted. And when that happens with these witches and warlocks, they get frustrated. That becomes a challenge to them. They focus on you. If you beat them, or not you beat them, if the God in you beats them, or what you're practicing or doing is stronger than what they're doing, they kind of don't take that as a hint to leave you alone. They take that as a challenge that they need to defeat you. But they trying to defeat you through lust, anger, all these weird things that demons operate through. So it don't work when you're dealing with holiness. And they don't understand that. A person who's fasted up, prayed up, those type of things, the Lord will alert you to. Whatever he was trying to do to me, God will wake me up before whatever happen, and I'll catch it. So I had unfriended him before because of this, because of what I just said. So he sent me another friend request like a year later. I accepted him thinking that maybe I unfriended him for a different reason. Then he started doing the same spiritual attacks again. I woke up, same exact thing happened. That happened the first time, happened again. Bing! As soon as I woke up out of a spiritual attack or in a dream, bing! It's him. His face is there. I don't believe in coincidence, so I blocked him immediately. Same thing I did before. So now I know not to accept that guy's friend request. Be careful who you accept friend requests from on Facebook. They have access to your pictures. Be careful who you accept on Messenger, who you will correspond with, because that could be a form of an agreement they can use with their spells. Different witches and warlocks have different levels of powers. And some of them, they know what they're doing, if you want to say that. When actually, the ones who know what they're doing the most is the ones who are damned the most. They just don't understand that. I don't know why. I started praying against them, praying against his magic or root work or chanting, because he was into shamanism or something like that. But it's not more powerful than Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. He is King. He is Lord. And there's no name above his name in the spirit realm. There's no name above his name in the spirit realm. Let me say that again, because I ain't like the way I said it the first time. So that had happened. I'll just say this to say, watch out, people. Life is spiritual. It's more spiritual than it is physical. Have a good one.